We, as individuals, make up the human race, just as single drops of water make up the entire ocean. As quantum mechanics now shows us, everything is connected at its base level by energy waves. We, as humans, are all connected, not just to current humans, but to our ancestors as well. We are connected through the collective unconscious, or collective conscious, as some people say. The famous psychologist Carl Jung talked about this and made it popular. Why do you think that when you are thinking about a friend, they will call it that exact same moment? Or when you have a bad feeling and think about your mom, you realize that she was involved in the car accident at that exact same time. This is the collective unconscious and synchronicity of the universe. What we do individually, collectively, affects the whole. That is why we must be true with one another and empower one another. We must treat others the way that we want to be treated. The movie Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, Joe, the main subject, talks to Phil, the truck driver that he met at the truck stop, about losing weight and eating healthy. Phil, who was in very bad health, later accepts his offer. He completely changes his life around and even starts a community gathering to inform other people about health. Phil even helps his brother, who had just had a heart attack.
He has inspired so many people.
Something I've always wanted to do is to help people.
Just a simple action of Joe talking to Phil caused a chain reaction. One person can change the world. We are meant to live together and operate as a community. Scientific studies show that humans need one another. If you grow up without any humans around, you'll develop a different brain.
Love is but a song we sing.
It is in the deepest part of our existence that we work with one another, care for one another, fight for one another, and love one another.
Ring. Oh, make the angels cry. Though the bird is on the wing, and you may not know why. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now.
We are meant to live together and progress as a community, but so often we see fighting. We see disagreements and protests. We see prejudice and hatred. Just as we have personal limits that hold us back, we have societal limits that hold us back collectively. But this is part of the human experience as well, that we have struggles with one another, which we must work out, that we have disagreements, which we must settle, and that we have fights, which we must instill peace. Just think about all of the bad in the community, of lying, stealing, and cheating, violence, and killing. But then think about all of the good in the community. The people that take care of the poor and the homeless, coming together to support those left torn apart by a tragedy, an illness, or even a death.
Yes, it's the peace
Those going the extra mile for people they've never met, watching over the orphans, widows, and elderly. All these are necessary factors for the human experience. In the documentary Craigslist Joe, Joe survives for 31 days just on ads he found on Craigslist. In the end, he is astonished about the kindness and caring spirits these people had toward him, a total stranger. He couldn't believe how in just 1 month he made so many deep friendships out of strangers he knew for so short. This shows us that humanity has a natural spirit of kinship and kindness. We are meant to care for one another. Being human is really about what you can do for others more than what you can do for yourself. It doesn't mean hate yourself or disrespect yourself, but it means loving yourself and going to the next level, loving others, a higher calling. There are many stories of those who give the utmost sacrifice of themselves to serve others. These are people like the dad who took his crippled son through the triathlon, or the brother who took his younger wheelchair-bound brother to compete in the triathlon as well.
And do unto others as you'd have done to you.
Finding this courage within yourself to bear upon you these hardships of others, to support them, is finding the true human spirit. As the Bible says, there is no greater gift than for one to lay down his life for a friend. There are many examples of people who go to the end to live for others, such as in firefighters, policemen, and soldiers. The reason people are like this is because they believe that serving others is greater than serving themselves. Whether things like wars are right or wrong, these people have decided to answer to a higher calling of humanity, to fight for the survival of their community's existence. The spirit is in many, if not most of us. Would you risk your life to save your child, your mom, or your dad, your brother, or your sister? That is because if you die personally, you will live on through the humanity that you have saved. We live on through our ancestors, by our DNA.